What is up, guys? Welcome. Crypto FUD. Let's jump right into this, guys. Welcome. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a pleasant weekend. Let's hope for the best week we have in front of us, right? What's up, guys? Gina's in the house. Old Bullish Overcome. What is going on, guys? Welcome. Like I said, I hope you guys had a great weekend. We are here, and let's do this. So let's jump right into this. So Bitcoin right now sitting at around 63,391 to be precise. Couple things I want to point out for Bitcoin. Looks like we are definitely holding some support right now. And we are looking at the daily. You guys can see we are holding this beautiful spot as some support. The 63,380, somewhere around there. Definitely a big spot that we definitely need to hold. You can see as of today, we have been trading. Let me zoom a little bit in so you guys can get a gist of it. But we have been trading in a very, very tight range today. You guys can see it's been really tight. Obviously, in between on the 30-minute chart, you guys can see we are literally having that support at our 200-day, but basically cannot break above the 50-day moving average. This is on the 30 minutes. So with that being said, we've been trading in a very fine price range as of now. A lot of times when Bitcoin is doing this, it's usually setting up for some kind of a big run. Hopefully it is going to be pointing towards the upside. All indicators, well, most indicators right now are basically showing that we're going to have some big movement towards the upside here, continuation on what we've seen in the last week or two. So today, right, not much going on, not a lot of price action, but the fact that we are still hovering around this area as some support. We did just break a little bit below it, but we still continue. We break below, we break above. We've been hovering around this area, around this 63,400 area. Things are looking great. When you zoom out, you can see basically what we've seen in the last week, 2 weeks. It's been nothing but a clear indication that we have been moving towards the upside, right? So we're going to have times where we're going to move up, we're going to retrace, we're going to go sideways, right? It's not all going to be a beautiful picture of just a line going straight up. It's going to be, if you zoom out, you can obviously see the upward movement, but when you're looking in on the daily, if you're looking in at just the hourly and stuff like that, it's going to look like it's a lot of choppiness, especially for a day like today, right? But we'll take it. We're not seeing a big sell-off or anything like that. Like I said, we are basically consolidating after a nice, beautiful week and a half of running up. We've seen some sideways actions, and like I keep saying, we're finding some support somewhere around the 63,400 area. A little bit shy as of now, but we keep just breaking, teeter-tottering back and forth above it. So looking good for Bitcoin. But today's not all about Bitcoin, right? Obviously, Bitcoin is the cream of the crop, so we're always going to cover it. But if you guys can see the thumbnail, altcoins, right? This is why we're all here. Is altcoins have been absolutely killing it. Today, we're seeing somewhat of a retracement on some altcoins, but some other altcoins are absolutely ripping. And I want to just jump right into the crypto bubbles. This is the weekly. Look at these movements for some of these altcoins. Hex up almost 100% for the week. Teo up almost 100% for the week. Sui 37%. Popcat has been absolutely ripping 40%. IMX Immutable up 45%. Near 32%. Going across the whole list, Sui 49%, Graph up, what is that, 26, almost 27%, Stacks up 25%, Solana holding about a 10% move right here. We have Phantom up 26.6%. I think you guys are getting the gist of it, right? You guys can see for the week, other than maybe Phantom that I can see, everything is in the green, and it's not just 1 or 2%. You have some big movers. I mean, freaking ADA is up over 10% right now, holding for the week. ADA. Now I'm a big believer in ADA, but I'm just saying, things are looking great, guys. Just because today we had, we're not seeing a bad day, but it's kind of just a boring sideways action, doesn't mean anything. We are still on track for a beautiful end of this year, and I think altcoins are going to go freaking insane. I really do think this is just showing us what alts are really going to be doing in these next few months. And I think these 100% moves are going to start happening like daily. We're going to start seeing daily moves where not every project, right? But you're going to start seeing particular projects, here and there just moving 50, 60, 70+% every single freaking day, right? And then you'll have those projects that move like Hex. is up almost 100% for this week. I'm just throwing this out. Hypothetically, next week, it's maybe down, 10, maybe 5-10%, and you'll see another project that's up 70 or 80%, right? And then the same thing, kind of the process works, and you'll see multiple projects like that, and that's pretty much what you're going to see. This is almost like a pre-altcoin season that we're kind of getting into right now. This by no means is me telling you guys that we are in altcoin season. I'm just saying this is kind of the gist of what you can expect when you get into altcoin season, as you start seeing these altcoins. Bitcoin's doing all right, or it's chopping sideways, but you start seeing these altcoins just freaking ripping, right? And it's not just one altcoin, it's across the board. This is obviously us looking at the top 100. I'm curious to see what the top 200, look at this. Who was calling out Nero the other day? Somebody was in the chat talking about Nero, and look at that, up 254% in the last week. Gina, look at Mog. Mog is up 33.9% right now. IODEX, old school right there, 38%. We have Turbo. Where's Flip at? Turbo right now, almost 40%. What is this project right here? Versecoin? Never heard of it. Up 156%. I mean, you guys can see, and I'm sure as we go down, because as you move down the list, the market caps are getting smaller. There's going to be more movement, right? You're going to see a little bit more movement. Well, let's move. Let's see. What do we have here? We have Andy. We're getting into a lot of meme coins. We have Andy up 128%. And you guys can see we're kind of getting into that zone where it's like either you know about these projects or you don't, right? A lot of them are going to be DeFi and stuff like that. But the point of the story is that right now, I mean, we just flipped over to the top, from the top 100 all the way to the top 400. And you guys can see massive movement across the board. So things are looking absolutely crazy for the alts particularly, and I'm here for it, right? This is what we've been waiting for. So hopefully we can continue this movement, and we can see these alts just continue to keep ripping. If you guys do have any of your alts that you want to check out as far as looking at the charts, let me know. Put it in the chat. We'll definitely check it out. We're going to cover some bullish news that I've seen today. Definitely want to keep that bullishness going, because I do feel like the end of this year, and we're going to cover this chart that I have here next, as far as for the end of the year, what I think and why I think, obviously, the end of the year, these last, really the rest of this month and the last 3 months are going to just be epic for us. I really do think. Let's see here. So, Larry, what's going on? I think I said what's up to you. Jasmy said, Jello, what's going on, brother? Old said, I hope so. Cas has been going sideways for a bit. Don't worry, bro. KASPA's been moving so freaking much, right, that, I mean, it's going to have days and maybe even weeks where it's going to maybe chop to the side. But as long as you're not seeing really big retracements on any of these alts, and at least they're holding most of their gains, you're gonna see more movement towards the upside. I have no doubt, especially for KASPA, dude. You can't even like worry about KASPA, right? Whatsoever. Jay, what's going on, brother? What is going on, guys? Make sure you guys slap those likes, and let's get right into this. So I'm just going to jump right into there. So you guys already know we've covered this chart plenty of times. Right now, we did update it so you guys can see for 2024 September so far. We are up as of this, when this did release. This is Crypto Rover. So shout out to Crypto Rover. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go follow him on Twitter or X, whatever you guys like to call it. I still call it Twitter. But you guys can see for September, as of earlier today, this was dropped, or actually, I'm sorry, this was dropped a couple days ago. We are technically up about 7% in September, right? But the point of what I'm getting to is what we've been covering. September, and remember, I was calling this when we were down at the beginning of September. I said, listen, September seems like it's going to be bumpy, but I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to say we're probably going to end this month off in the green. I didn't give a number like, oh, we're going to be up 20% or anything like that, because, you know, even if we're plus 1% at the end of September, I think that's going to be a beautiful setup in regards to, if you look at all these previous Septembers. Look at the previous Septembers. We already covered this. There's only been technically 3 months out of all of Bitcoin's life, right? This is Bitcoin. All of Bitcoin's life where we have closed in the green, right? This would be our 4th year out of, I think, 2013, 11 years that we've seen on record, right? So with that being said, even if we close in just 1% up, it's going to be a plus. Us closing at plus 7% would be epic, and I think this would be the best September on record, if I'm not mistaken. If you guys can see, look at this. 2015, 2%, 2016, 6%, 2023, 3, almost 4%, in 2024 so far, we are up about 6 to 7% as of right now. So we could be making records right now at the end of this month. So hopefully that sets us up for this beautiful October, November, December is really what we're waiting for, right, guys? We know Pumptober. October is usually an epic month for the crypto spaces, and not just the crypto spaces, but the stock market during a bull run, right? We have to emphasize during a bull run, right? If we're in a bear market, the end of the months, they can be maybe a little better, but you're still down like crazy, right? But during a bull run, which I still do, we're still definitely in a bull run. We haven't, even though in the last few months since March when we made our all-time highs, we feel like we've retraced like a lot, but we really have not retraced much, right? And I always pull up these charts for Bitcoin particularly, is if when you zoom out, and you really look, we have not retraced much. Obviously, all-time highs at around 73,900, somewhere around there, and us really where we're at right now, 63,300, we'll call it, right? If you really think about it, guys, we are not far from all-time highs. We're technically only about 16% away. Seems like a lot for Bitcoin. Not much. That right there for Bitcoin is if we were rallying, that's probably about 4 or 5 days of Bitcoin just running. We easily could be up to all-time highs, and that's what I'm saying, guys. We are talking about the next 90 days, next 100 days of us moving towards the upside, and I'm telling you that that's a good week for Bitcoin. So imagine where we could possibly be in the next 50, 60, 70 days from now. We could easily be well above all-time highs for Bitcoin, and with that being said, altcoins could continue their move, and we could be absolutely ripping, guys. So I hope you guys have been preparing for this, right? I hope you guys have been. Obviously not financial advice, but I am always screaming. We're down like crazy, and the markets are just shitty, right? And we're down. I'm like, I know it sucks, guys. It sucks for me to have to come on camera and cover this, right? When I'm coming up here and it's just bloodbath across the market. What am I always saying, guys? What are the only things that we can control is us eating up these dips, right? Now, there's a time and place for everything. Obviously, if the markets are looking like we've already topped out and we're coming down, you're going to hear me saying not financial advice, but I'm going to be like, you know what? Maybe we should hold off and just let this market play itself out, because if we're going to be on our way down, you don't want to be catching a falling knife. You'd rather wait and try to catch these bottoms so you can maximize your profits when we do jump right back up, right? Or not right back up, but whenever the markets, start to move towards the upside. Well, right now, that is not the case. That's not the case. In my opinion, I do think that we still have beautiful, beautiful movement towards the upside, and I do think that we are going to have one more big leg towards the upside, right? And that's why for the last few months, since we've seen these, dramatic moves towards the downside, especially when Bitcoin dropped down to that pivotal spot of 49K, when the markets looked like they had just taken a big crap. This was that big dump that we talked about. Alts dropped 30-40%. And what did I tell you I was doing, guys? I told you I was shopping, and I went out and everything that I felt like I missed out on, I started buying and started accumulating and picking up. And though I look back and I'm like, damn it, I should have bought a lot more, right? That's what we always say, right? I'm like, when we're pumping like crazy, you're going to look back and I'm telling you, it's inevitable. Everybody says it. I should have bought more, right? Well, it is what it is. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? I should have bought more. But you know what I did next time we dropped? I bought more, right? Maybe it wasn't as good as prices that we saw when we dropped down to that 49K, but I'll take it, right? And I'll take it. I'll keep running with it, because when we are on this next leg up and when we see these alts, what they're going to do as far as performance, it's going to be epic, guys. But like I've always told you guys, like I've been telling you guys for the last few weeks, with these when we get into this official altcoin season, it's not going to be a long time, right? We already mapped it out. We've already seen 2021 when we were officially in altcoin season. I have to keep saying altcoin season, right? When we were officially in altcoin season and we were at all-time highs for the market cap, Bitcoin dominance was down. We technically were only in altcoin season for about 8 weeks, somewhere around there, right? 8 weeks, something like that. It wasn't really that long. It felt like when we were there that it was a lot longer, but when you look back at the history books and you look at the charts, you're like, holy crap. Like we technically, I guess because we were rallying up for some time. It felt like we were in altcoin season, but we really weren't until, maybe end of October, maybe like mid-October towards the end of November is about where altcoin season, really took off and went absolutely parabolic, and all the altcoins were making all-time highs to where we pretty much started to descend, and you can see that blow off top for the whole market November of 2021. So with that being said, guys, like I always tell you, we have a lot to plan for, but at the same time, you don't want to let the greed take over. You want to make sure that you guys are, what am I going to say? You got to make sure you're secure in the bag, right? Secure the bag, because we're going to get more opportunity down the road, even if this is our last top in the next few months, right? And we kind of go into this bear market, whatever the case is. That's going to be a beautiful time as well if you take advantage of that top, right? If you take advantage of the top and you have a lot of liquidity, when you go through a bear market, it actually is a fun time because you're accumulating a bunch of projects that are at dirt cheap because they're all going to come rallying back up, right? It's crazy how the cycles work out. So jumping back in the chat real quick, Ricky's in the house. What's going on, bro? Said, how was my call of 63,500, bro? We've been dancing around it since last Thursday. You did call that out, bro. Ricky said, my broken crystal ball works pretty good. My next call is red September. Oh, Ricky, I don't know about that one, bruh. I don't know about that one. You're calling red, I'm calling green. We need to place a friendly wager. Who do you guys... let's do a poll real quick. Let's do a poll here. Let's do a poll. It's poll time. All right, so, and what we mean by red or green September is how's the month going to end? Are we ending in red or are we ending in green? Let's drop the poll. You guys let me know. You guys let me know. But yeah, for the most part, like I said, guys, we're gonna obviously be covering everything. When I officially feel like, and you guys as well, because I always take everybody's, what your guys' criticism and what your advice is as well. This is not just me. This is us as a community. When you guys think that we're in the beginning stages, which I already think we kind of are, but when we're getting into that beautiful altcoin season, I'm gonna be sounding the alarm, letting you guys know what I'm doing, right? Obviously not financial advice. You guys do whatever the hell you want to do, right? But I'm going to be signaling, when I think, all right, guys, we're getting close to this top. Bitcoin's dominance is dropping, right? And speaking of, you guys can see Bitcoin's dominance has dropped about 0.5%. Technically, Bitcoin's dominance as of last week. Remember, we covered this on one of the streams last week. Bitcoin's dominance, let me see for the last 7 days. We'll pull it up here. Going back, Bitcoin's dominance, if you guys can see on my screen, if you can see, Bitcoin's dominance as of the 17th was at 57.2%. Today's Bitcoin's dominance is down to 56.2%. So Bitcoin's dominance has dropped down over a whole percent in the last, the last 6 days, right? So we are starting to see Bitcoin's dominance drop, right? And what else are we seeing here? The market cap is starting to increase, right? Market cap, again, is up another over 1%. Bitcoin's dominance is starting to retrace. The market cap is starting to increase. What does that mean? Well, the only thing that means is that people are starting to put their money into a little bit more riskier assets, aka altcoins and smaller cap projects, right? And this is what usually starts to happen as we start to see the top of the market, right? Now, we have a lot of room to move. Bitcoin's dominance being at 56.2% is still very high. It's still very high. When we're in like official altcoin season, right? Altcoin season. When we're officially in altcoin season, you're going to see Bitcoin's dominance dropping down into the 40s. Easily in the 40s, right? So we still have technically, I'm talking about a solid 8 to 10% before we can even say, damn, we're really getting into altcoin season, or we're already probably in altcoin season, right? So we have and you think 8%, that's not that much for Bitcoin, and for over a $2.2 trillion asset, and I'm talking about the whole crypto space, that is a lot of money to be moved. So it's not going to happen overnight, right? It's going to happen over some time, but we are moving towards the right direction if you are heavy in alts. So let me look at the poll real quick. So it looks like, so just to clarify, so is Ricky right, red September, or is Crip right with a green September? And this isn't to go, obviously, Ricky, you're my boy, right? He's always throwing out that knowledge. So Ricky's anticipating that we're going to see some kind of a red September, which, you know what, I have to say, for his defense, betting on a red September would be more logical because it's happened majority of the time, right? This is why I told you guys I'm going against the grain, and it looks like 57% are coming with me saying that we're probably going to end September in the green, whether it's 0.1% or if it's freaking 7 or 8, 10, 15%. But I will tell you, the higher that we basically are in the green for September, I think that's going to be even more of a bigger setup that we're going to have in October, November, December, as far as flying towards this upside that we know is inevitable to be coming. So I'll leave the poll going for a little bit longer. Let me see here. Overcome. Let's see here. Top signals beside Coinbase being the number one used app. Top signals, like I said, top signals is going to be, obviously, like I keep saying, Bitcoin's dominance coming down, but the market cap increasing. That's going to be that's going to be one of the bigger top signals that we're going to have. But you are correct. Coinbase, believe it or not, is one of, and I don't even know if that's going to be a top signal for this round. It was for 2021. If you guys remember, Coinbase, anything that got dropped on Coinbase or just every single day, Coinbase, like, you could just throw your money on a project and it would run up 100%. And I felt like it was like for like 6 months, a year. And it really, if you look back, it only was like a 2-month period that was doing that. But that was another thing that happened during 2021 that was like, it made everybody feel like you were the master trader, because you would just buy in on something on Coinbase, give it a little bit of time, and it would literally like 2x out of nowhere. Gina said, do you think MILADY will reach her high in altcoin season or DeFi season? Oh, altcoin season. For sure. She's MILADY, MOG, all these projects they've all elevated out of DeFi and they're all on major exchanges. They're definitely all part of altcoins now, for sure. And Gina also asked, what's going on with NFK? What's going on with NFK? It's surviving right now, right? We're surviving. We're in a consolidation zone. If you guys are wondering, NFK, No FUD Koala, obviously our native project. Right now, we are surviving. I keep telling you guys, as far as NFK, we're going to see some big traction coming in, guys, when we can finally see Solana start moving towards the upside. We started to see Solana moving last week. I think it broke up to about 150, and then it started to retrace somewhat. Right now, you can see that big move towards the upside, and No FUD Koala was up, 15% during this time. And then you can see, obviously, Solana has retraced somewhat, nothing crazy, but a small retracement. And it's pretty much the same thing. Like I keep telling you guys, we are literally going to move with Solana. It's going to happen. Either you can call it unfortunate. I call it fortunately, because I do believe that Solana is going to do really big things during the epic top of this market. I think that we're going to finally see Solana break these local highs that we did reach during March. I don't think Solana. You know what? I'm going to retrace before I even say anything. I still do believe Solana is probably going to break probably $300. I was going to say, I don't think Solana's all-time high is 260. For some reason, I'm like thinking Solana was at like $400 or $500. So I was like, before I was trying to say anything, I was like, I don't think it's going to break all-time highs. I do believe we're going to break all-time highs. I mean, if you really think about it, All-time highs for Solana is really not far from where we're at. We're about 80%. Seems like a lot. It seems like a lot. But I'm telling you guys, when we get into alts, these projects are going to absolutely rip. And 80% for Solana, even though it's a freaking really big market cap, it's going to be easy for it. So, and what do you think that's going to happen when Solana is up past $250+? No FUD Koala is easily going to be breaking. I don't know about all-time highs because we've made it pretty high for no FUD Koala. Hopefully we do. We obviously need to get the traction back going. We need to get more people coming in, the hype back into on No FUD Koala. And like I said, for my end, what I can control is that we're going to be, dropping more advertisement, and doing more raids on Twitter and stuff like that as Solana, and we can start just as the price in Solana starts moving back up. We're waiting for a beautiful time for us to really jump in on the marketing and stuff like that. So we've had patience for the last few months. I think No FUD Koala is about to hit 6 months if it hasn't already. Look at that. 6 months in one day. We finally hit 6 months. And I will tell you guys, for everything that we've been through, right, our ups and downs for No FUD Koala, we're still surviving. We're still here, right? We still have liquidity, beautiful liquidity, $21,000 still locked in the project. We're still right there at that $50,000 threshold. It is not going to take much for us to shoot up. So have that patience. We're going to do good, guys. I promise. We're going to do good. I think I'm like behind on the chat here. You guys are kind of pumped today. I like it. If you guys saw in the last stream, I am still drinking on this Dragon's Milk. This is a bourbon barrel aged stout. 11%. This right here, you got to be careful with. I drink like 2 of them, Drew, and I feel like the next day, like I was drinking all night. Like I have a slight headache. I don't know if I'm dehydrated or what. And I'm like, bro, those damn beers, or I don't even know what you want to call these things. These stouts, they're not the twisted tea. I will tell you that. If I miss any of your questions, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up on the chat here. Bullish said, I think we're going down again, unfortunately, before we rock it. All right. Bullish, which is, his name's Bullish, but he's out here being bearish, guys. You guys see that? I'm just messing with you, bro. Overcome said, what did you say? I'm color used and okay in red. Jay, yeah, one more dip to fuel that nice pump afterwards. So people are still calling for that dip. Okay. Even Ricky saying we need to retest one more. Bullish said, I'm debating taking profit now for our dip, but then we will rock it. I mean, I think that not the hard part, Bullish, but I understand, what you're saying. Because believe it or not, excuse me, I was looking at ordinals the other day, like 2 days ago when we were up. Excuse me. So you guys know I've been very bullish, and I still am so bullish on ordinals. I was looking at ordinals when we ran up to this 36 area around the 37. Now, given it was lower than this pump right here, and I didn't even consider trying to move or reposition myself. When we jumped up to here, I'm not gonna lie, it went across my brain. I was like, bro, let me see what I'm looking at, and I was up massive amounts. You know what I'm saying? I did really well. I told you guys I had been buying in all down here, and I had been just accumulating big amounts. So even though we moved 30-40%, I was up like crazy. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn, you don't want to give up that money. But at the same time, I kept it, and I still am. I haven't sold anything in the last few months from what I've been accumulating, because I was like, you know what? Just like Bullish said, we have been waiting for us to get into this, this last leg up, right? Now, I know a lot of us are thinking, we might take another dip, right? I completely respect that, but at the same time, I'm not willing to test the markets right now. I've got in at such good prices on these last previous dips that even if we drop down, like I told you guys for the last few weeks, I still have a lot of dry powder on the side. I personally will just, I won't let it get to me that I just gave up thousands of dollars that I'm in the green. I'll let it be, and I'll just continue to accumulate because I do think long term, regardless, we're going to shoot up. And the reason you're like, well, Crip, if you think we're going to head down, why wouldn't you just sell and then reaccumulate? Because just like Bullish said, and a lot of us have said, there is that big chance that you sell off right now because the market looks like it's going sideways or whatever. We might have one more retracement, and we don't see that retracement, and we just continue to take off, right? I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit here and stress myself out with having to sell off, and now I'm praying for the market to drop, because you know how that all plays out. So everything right now has been pointing towards the upside, right? The market's been getting steadily bullish. You can see, obviously, for Bitcoin, when you zoom in for like the daily and stuff like that, you can see that Bitcoin has been steadily moving towards the upside. You can see we obviously have been moving up, but what have I been telling you guys, right? What have I been telling you guys? We still have some pivotal spots that we need to break, right? We definitely, first things first is what I keep telling you guys, and this is another thing, right, to give you guys a little bit more hopium, is that remember when we were testing the 200-day moving average, right? This is on our daily. I told you guys, I said this is very bullish. We have not broke above the 200-day yet, right? But what we want to see is us keep retesting this 200-day. And since that first time we did, and I mentioned this, we have come back and retested it 3 more times, right? That is a sign of some bullishness. Now, we want to see us break above, but we want to see us break above and find some support above this 200-day moving average, right? That's the first catalyst that we need to see. Next is we need to break above this trend line, right? You guys can see we've formed this beautiful bull flag here. Well, eventually this damn bull flag needs to play out, right? We could easily, like you guys said, you guys are calling for maybe one more retracement. It could easily happen, right? And we could still be easily on plan for the end of this year. Or we could keep retesting this 200-day, and at some point we get traction, we find that support above the 200, and we start taking off, right? Those are going to be our 2 scenarios that can easily happen. And, selling off right now, in my opinion, it's just, me personally, I'm like, you know what? I played with the market for the last few months. I've gotten some really good positions in the last few weeks, last month or two, since we've seen these really big drops. I'm in it for the long haul now, right? Where I'm just going to let it be. You guys know I've been buying and selling during these waves, or whatever you want to call these, these ups and downs that we've seen. But now I'm like, all right, I'm holding in because we are getting into this last part of the year, which historically speaking does really well, right? So that's what my madness is behind holding for right now and not really selling right now, because I'm in the green still on pretty much all my projects right now. I'm in the green, right? But I'm like, bro, why are you gonna play with it and chance when you know deep down that we're gonna be seeing some big movement in these next few months? I'd rather just sit here and just if we do see the dip, just keep accumulating. So, but I understand we all have different financial situations, and I understand everybody's got different goals. So if you tell me, hey, Crip, I sold off and I'm waiting for the market to dip, you're not going to hear anything negative about me. I'm like, damn, okay. All right, bro. I see you like to play on the edge. Amore's in the house. What's going on? Amore said, I'm literally waiting for Mog to dump one last time, and it's time for me to empty the bank account. Ricky said, fear and greed, RSI, and stochastics are the most accurate and basically working together. That's what I'm saying. If you really look at pretty much not every indicator, but majority of the indicators right now, they're all pointing towards an upward movement as of right now, right? Things can change, but as of right now, they are all pointing towards the upside. Troy said NFK to the moon while it is cheap, and I agree. I back what Troy just said right there. Red Rum said, I'm so scared. Why are people saying MILADY is a bust? Who the hell said MILADY is a bust, bro? Let's pull up MILADY. Why would anybody say that MILADY is a bust? Look at this freaking movement, right? MILADY, in the last, week and a half, look at this explosive movement that it's had, right? Why would anybody talk ill on our beloved MILADY? Look at this. From the bottom to right here, you can see this is back in the 16th, which was only a week ago. MILADY is technically ran up 35%. Now, she's not up 35% in the last week, but she has run that 35%. She's still holding about 22% gains as of right now. So not looking bad, bro. And if you really, this is zoomed in. If we really want to get technical with it, we can zoom out. Let's look and see from the bottom of actual where MILADY bottomed out, right? Let's see if there's any change, any difference. Yep. So where it's bottomed out from this last bottom, 30%, and where it topped out, 44%. That right there tells me, and this right here, if you really see, this is what I'm looking at right here. This explosive movement right here. Screw all this. This explosive movement was in a day, right? And one day for MILADY, you guys can see that she moved up, well, like a day and a half, she moved up 35%. That right there is an explosive move. MILADY, remember when I was talking about ordinals, I was talking about Myro, because you guys know I bought in on Myro as well when we were down like crazy. MILADY was outperforming pretty much anything that we were pulling up for the most part, right? So honestly, in my opinion, I'm jelly right now. I'm jelly. I didn't do what I said I was going to do, guys. And I said when we saw one of these big drops, I was going to be buying in and getting my bag back of MILADY, and I didn't do it. And just that explosive move right there, when we saw that last week, just reminded me, I'm like, oh yeah, MILADY moves that fast, right? So MILADY is not a bust, bro. Red Rum starting his own poll. He said, is MILADY a bust, chat, or what? Let's see here. So looking at the poll, so it looks like we have 41% saying that September is going to end in the red, and we have about 59% of the charts, the chat saying that we're going to end in the green. I obviously am with the green, right? As far as us ending in the green, I truly do believe that when we look back, you know, when September ends in the next literally week, that we're most likely going to see it in the green. Now, you know, things can change, right? Things can change. We could see some, you know, whatever, you know, move. I don't even want to say it, but we could see things change in the next week. Hopefully we don't. But it still doesn't take us off of our path of the last 3 months. Absolutely epic, because you can see that we've had Septembers, right? Going back to like 2017, you can see we've had Septembers where we've ended in the red only to have 40-50% moves in the next 3 months each. Right now, looking at the 4-year cycles, right? We have 2016. September was in the green 6%. We had some beautiful movement for the rest of the year, right? Go to 2020, and September actually ended -7%, right? September was, you know, kind of a cool off month, because you can see July of 2020 we were up 24%. August about 3%, and then we had a cool off month, only to see October, November, and December absolutely rip, right, in 2020. So with that being said, hopefully we see the month of September in the green, right? But if it doesn't end in the green, it's not the end of anything, guys. It's honestly, it's just going to be another month, right? And then we get into October, November, December, where I can almost bet my cards that we're going to see some big movement towards the upside in the green. So wait, is that Light? Is Light here? Bro, what's going on, Light? I haven't seen you in what? I feel like I haven't seen you in a year, bro. Light said he's glad he has 175 billion MILADY early. You have been holding on to that for a while, bro. You're an OG around here, bro. Crypto Law, what's going on? Only a fool would sell right now. I agree with you, bro. I agree. I wouldn't say you're a fool, right? Crypto Law, like if anybody had to sell, because at the end of the day, we don't know what other people's financial situations are, you know? So, but if you don't have to sell, not financial advice, but me personally, I'm not doing it. So I'm going to end the poll. We have about 60%, 59% saying green, 41 saying red for the month of September. Go ahead and end that right there. Gina said it's time to hold this close to the biscuit. I love biscuits. Ricky said Milady is sporting a beautiful cup and handle. Super bullish. Bro, I think Milady is, watch. Milady's, we've been calling it for so long. Milady's is absolutely ripping. AI Daily said 11x gains on EAI, but gonna hold. He's saying that he's up 11x and he's still holding. That's ballsy, bro. I will say, not financial advice, if I was 10x on any of my projects right now, I would be tempted. I would be even more tempted to take profits. I'm not even gonna lie with you, bro. Just to secure the bag. But I completely tip my hat if you're up 11x and you're still holding. Bullish said all these exchanges aren't accumulating Milady for nothing. Let's actually. You know what? I should have had this saved up. We should have pulled up. I don't have it saved anymore for some reason. Though Milady's wallet. I'll have that up for tomorrow, and we can go over what the exchanges are actually holding for now. Because remember, Crypto.com is probably the biggest holder of Milady. So let's jump in on some bullish articles here. So game on for new Bitcoin high. 10x research highlights a Q4 rally catalyst. So looks like Marcus, head of research of 10x Research, expressed a bullish outlook for Bitcoin price, predicting that the cryptocurrency is set to smash new all-time highs in Q4 of 2024. And September 22nd, 10x Research report, is that Thalen, highlighted an exciting phase for the cryptocurrency market from October to March, marking it as a potential inflection point for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. What I want to point out is, remember, I actually been saying this, right? I said the last quarter of this month, this year, and the first quarter of 2025 is where I think that's what I think is going to be the rest of this bull market, in my opinion. Now, it could go a little bit longer, right? It could easily go a little bit longer, but I truly do believe that we probably have about 6 more months of this beautiful upward movement, and us making, shattering all-time highs for Bitcoin and the whole crypto space's market cap, and obviously altcoins and DeFi season, in the mix of all that. But I'm saying, like I said, about 6 more months, which would put us on track to what they're saying from October to March of 2025 is most likely what we're going to see in these new highs, and us staying at these high levels before we start the slow bleeding of the descending of us going into a bear market, probably towards the end of 2025, potentially 2026 being a bear market. So let's see here. They pretty much give us a chart here. Let's see here. Bitcoin set to smash new all-time highs in Q4 2024. Oh, and they're pretty much giving us, I'm guessing this is July 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016, 2018, 2020. You can see we obviously went into that bear market. You can see the dip. And then July of 2024, they're expecting a big run. And it does look like it's going to play itself out, because you guys can see 2010 to 12, right? Went through a bear market, and then look at this. By the end of 2012, we ran epically, right? And then we went through a bear market, and only for 2016, we ran like crazy. 2018, went through a bear market, right? And then we ran 2020, 21 bear market, and now if this, was to play out the way it has in the last 10 years, we should be setting up for an epic 6 more months of running before we go back into a nice little bear market. So we noted improvements in the market structure, which could establish a solid foundation for a bullish trajectory. The rise supply of stablecoins indicates highlighted liquidity, which can enhance trading activity, often a precursor to significant price rallies. Meanwhile, elevated leverage levels in futures trading reflect a more speculative environment among traders, potentially driving prices upward. According to CoinGlass data, open interest has surged to levels unseen since early August, topping 17.6 billion. Additionally, the release of 16 billion from FTX creditors between December 24th and March 2025 is expected to bring more capital into the market. And looks like Thalen estimates that between 5 billion and 8 billion could re-enter the market space, further propelling Bitcoin's asset. And this is pretty much what I've been telling you guys, is that, you know, right now I still do believe, especially when you're looking at the fear and greed index, you know, that we're only still in 51, right? We're still in like this neutral phase, right? Normally another top indicator, like someone was asking, hey, Crip, what are more top indicators, would be that we would be in extreme greed. That's usually a very big indicator that we're at the top of the market. And you guys can see we've been slowly setting up for this epic run that we feel is like we're in the cuffs of, right? So the fact that we're sitting right now at a 50 neutral is telling me that, you know, the market is starting to get confidence again, but there's still a lot of money that is sitting on the sidelines that's waiting to come in. Now, we always talk about this, and I'm not talking trash on any of those people that are waiting to come into the market, but most of us are none of them, right? We usually buy in when we're in the fear, when we're in extreme fear. That's historically the best time to buy in, when everybody else is being very fearish in the market, right? And then we take profits when everybody is being extreme greed, right? That makes sense. So with that being said, next 6 months, we see a lot of this money that's sitting on the sidelines. Yeah, they'll probably make some gains, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% gains. But the people that have been accumulating since these massive drops that we've seen in the last few weeks, few months, or just like Light, that are still holding since the bear market, right, of their projects, they're going to be the ones that are going to be making out like bandits, that are going to be making epic gains because they were able to buy in when everybody was scared, and they were able to hold and have patience while the markets kind of set themselves up for a big run. So it's really not hard, right? It's easier said than done. What the hard part is buying in fear and having patience to hold on to your projects, on whatever projects that you guys are holding. That seems to be the hardest part, right? And we all go through it. Me being in the market for the last 5 years and going through a few bear markets and bull runs, right? Really going over, this is my second bull run, right? Because when I jumped in, we were at the end of 2020, kind of getting off of a bull run, and really getting back, really going into a period where we were in between a bear and a bull market. Regardless, even being through all that, these ups and downs, even me personally, I go through it where when the market is down like crazy, and I'm like, this is a good price for this project, like it's down freaking 60%, right? I'm even like having to talk myself into buying in, right? Because it is hard. You have everybody and their mother telling you that we're going to zero, and the markets just keep dropping and dropping and dropping, but this is a good price for this project. For, if this is a project that you're bullish on, whether it be fundamentals or if it's a meme coin that is going to have that massive hype behind it when everything starts running. Regardless, it is hard to buy in when the fear is kicking in, right? But if you're able to set all that bullshit aside, right? And this isn't financial advice. This is what I use, is if you can push all that bullshit aside, and just accumulate when times are rough in the markets and have that patience, it will always play out for the good. There's not a time, if you were to go through this whole 12 years of Bitcoin or whatever the exact dates are, if you go through all that, the 13 years to be exact of Bitcoin, you would see that when times were bad and we went through these bear markets, if those people that bought in on those dips and sold when we were, when extreme greed came in, they made out really well. So Crypto Law said, remember, if you put money in crypto, it has to be play money, not today or tomorrow. I agree. AI said Bitcoin is still so new. People have no clue what's going to happen. I think bear markets will be less than they have been, just because all the money will be flowing in, such as big banks and retail. That you do make a good point. And he's basically saying that when we go through these next bear markets, it might not be so, like Bitcoin might come down, may not come down as much, right? We saw 2020, obviously the pandemic, Bitcoin dropped down to 3K, right? Only to run back up to 69,000. We saw during the last bear market, Bitcoin dropped down to 15,005. So far, only to run up to 73,000, whatever it was, almost $74,000. And I think we still have so much more to move, right? What is the low going to be for the next bear market, right? Is the new bottom going to be 40,000, 30,000? Could be, right? It could be. AI makes a good point right there. Gina said most people cannot push that fear aside. And you know what? I'm right there with them because it is rough. If this was like my first time around, I always tell you guys my stories when I first jumped into crypto and Bitcoin went from like 60K. I wasn't first in there, but this was like my first really big drop was when Bitcoin went from like 60K down to like 29. It was rough. It was rough. And, I was like, holy crap. I didn't know if I could go through like holding on because I was like, bro, we might be dropping down to like some really low numbers. And I was just, you know what? Something kicked in after a few days and I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to keep buying Ethereum at $900, $1,000. And I just kept buying and buying and buying. And you know what? It played out. It played out really well. So that's what I say, guys. If you guys can push all that BS aside, I'm telling you guys, we're going to be good. And you know what? Everything is pointing towards the upside, guys. Everything's pointing up. And I think we're going to be doing really well. So you guys are looking at the, let me make sure I'm not in the way here. Yep. My big face is not in the way. You guys can see, looking at our watch list, you guys can see JASMY's up 7%, looking fantastic. Finding that support above the 50-day. 200-day obviously is going to be the next spot for some big resistance at around 2.3 cents. Let me see here. Bonk up 2.4%. Myro, which you guys know I've been accumulating like crazy. Myro went on a nice run, right? Came up to about 8.7 cents. Obviously, I was over here screaming, not financial advice, but screaming, I'm buying in anything below this 6.6 cents area. And obviously, you can see I'm up on my position right now for this. So Myro finding support. This is on the daily at that 50-day moving average for right now, looking pretty good. I think Myro is going to do fantastic. Fetch up about 1.8%. ICP not looking bad at all. Kind of the same thing. You're going to see a lot of these projects have since this run have found some support above their 50-day moving average. This is on the daily. Not looking bad at all. ICP sitting at around $8.67. Let's see here. XRP slightly down right now. Arbitrum slightly down. ALI, another project that I've been accumulating. I don't have much of course, because now it's starting to rally. You guys can see it is on a nice run, finding that support above the 50-day moving average for the daily as well. And then ladies is up about 1%. Ethereum up almost 3%, finding support above the 50-day moving average. So you guys can kind of get the gist of what is going on here. A lot of these alts have seen a nice rally in the last few weeks, and they're all finding that support above the 50-day moving average, but most of them have not broke above the 200-day yet. Some of them, like Bitcoin, are retesting their 200-day moving average, right? Found that support on the 50. Bitcoin particularly has found that support at the 50, but it's also come up and has been retesting multiple times the 200-day moving average, which I keep saying is a very, very bullish sign, right? You want to see each and every one of these projects get up to their 200 and at least keep retesting that, because what do I always say? If you keep retesting a certain price point, whether it's up or whether it's down, it's eventually going to break, right? So definitely Bitcoin's looking great. Even though the alts are pumping, maybe they haven't on the charts, they haven't retested their 200-day, but it doesn't matter. Let Bitcoin do its thing, right? Let Bitcoin do its thing. Everything else is going to follow suit, and it's going to be epic for us, guys. So, Brett on Ethereum. Silver Riot said, Brett on Ethereum, 0 times 240. All right. Old said only Brett is on base. Don't fall for scam coins. You know what? I will have to say, I'm going to have to come over and I'm going to have to get in the middle of this and let's look it up. I think Brett is based on base, but I do think, like I said, you can, or what I was getting to is you can see Brett actually is on Ethereum as well, and it has some solid liquidity on here, right? So you can see it's a different project though, right? You have this is the actual Brett. You have the other Brett that's on Ethereum. Now, my question is, for silver, is you're looking at Ethereum's Brett. Which one are you looking at, bro? Because you see how they have two different projects here. Is this? That looks like the same Brett, doesn't it? No, it's not. Look at this run. We've actually looked at this project. I don't remember looking at this, but look, we have an old fib retracement back here. Look at this. Holy crap. This was back in May. So somebody pointed this out on the channel and none of us bought in, and look at this. A massive run. Carlos in the house, what's going on, brother? He said, bro, what do you think about call? Well, I will tell you, Carlos, I did actually pick up some call. What was it, last week? I picked up some call. So what do I think about call? I think call, I've said this over and over. For CRONOS, I think this is and it's going to be the biggest meme coin that's on the CRONOS DeFi network. I do believe that. It already is. I think they're going to have some big moves. That's why I personally, when we dropped down to this last low, I picked up, I just threw a big bag at it and picked up. I actually, and you guys can vouch, a lot of people on the channel, I was buying in on call when it was at like $400,000 market cap. Obviously, it's around 30 million right now. I did sell off. I don't remember where exactly I sold off, but I did make some good money, and I finally just bought back in like 6 months later after we dropped down, because I just wanted to set myself up, because I do believe that call in the long run is going to do very, very well again for the CRONOS network. So definitely, I do believe it's going to do good. Old said some of the alternate versions of are rug pulls. Maybe not this one. My bad. No, I agree with you, Old. I see what you're saying here. You got to watch out, because there's always going to be like, like projects that are trying to mimic other projects that are doing really well. So I agree with you. The original Brett is based on base, right? But you do have other Bretts that are on Ethereum as well. Both of these having over $400,000 in liquidity. Both of them market cap, one's at 12 million, the other one's at $8 million. So, and they've been around. This Brett right here, bro, believe it or not, has been out for over a year, longer than the original, longer than the Brett that's on base, believe it or not. So, Demon said, you think Pepe will go to 3 zeros and a 1? You got to make me the bad guy, right, Demon? You gotta make me the bad guy. Do I think that Shiba is gonna go to 3 zeros and a 1? Whew. Whew. I don't know, bro. Where is it at right now? Oh, you're at 4 zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I guess it could. We're all-time highs. All-time highs for Shiba. All right, so that would be breaking all-time highs, bro. If you think about it. That would be Shiba breaking all-time highs. So just to give you a clear, I'm going to break it down for you, bro. So where we're at right now, Shiba would have to run up about almost 600% from where it's at, right? You think, all right, it's a meme coin. That could easily happen. I agree, right? On it happening, easily a meme coin can run up. My thing is, with Shiba, is the fact that the market cap is technically at right now $8.5 billion, right? 600% on $8.5 billion would probably put it back up. It would put it up to like $50 billion market cap, right? So I think with that being said, do I think that Shiba can get to a $50+ billion market cap? I think that it could, but I think that it's going to have massive competition this go around, right? Because when you think about this, you look at the market cap for Shiba. Remember, we hit all-time highs for Shiba. The market cap was at 43.79 billion at its all-time high, right? In order for it to get to where you're asking, it would have to get to 50, not Shiba. Oh, he said Pepe. Why the hell am I talking about Shiba, bro? This is why you got to go back and check the chat. My bad, dude. Now you're talking about Pepe. I'm bullish on Pepe. I really am bullish on Pepe. Now, my bad, bro. So let's just go back. Forget everything I just said, right? Forget everything I said. Shiba, good luck. Hope you get up there. Pepe. I've been saying this for a while, and I still do believe it. I think Pepe is going to be the biggest meme coin when this cycle's over with. Yep, I said it. I think Pepe is going to be the biggest meme coin when this cycle's over with. I really do believe it. If not the biggest, per market cap is going to be at least the top 3 per market cap meme coin. So what he's asking me is, do I think that Pepe can drop 2 zeros from where it's at right now? That's a big move, bro. Let's try to see how much that is. Holy crap. How many zeros did you say? 1, 2, 3? Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. That's too high. 0.3. And I'm going to point it out here. So it'd be right here. So if you look at where we're at right now, and you're asking, is Pepe going to go up 1,000% from where it's at right now? 1,000%, right? That's basically, I believe, 1,000x is what, 20x? I'm sorry, 1,000% is like 20x if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me. But a 20x, let's just say 20x from where we're at right now, that would mean that Pepe, I keep wanting to say Shiba, Pepe would get up to, well, what is that? Almost $70 billion market cap. Do I think Pepe can get to 70 billion? I will never say no. I'll never say no, but what I will say, I have to keep moving my hacks. It's like freaking tight on my forehead. What I will say is that $70 billion has only been attainable by one meme coin. There's only been one meme coin in history that has made it up to over $70 billion in market cap. And do you guys know which one that is? I pause for suspense. Dogecoin. Dogecoin is the only project per meme coin that's made it up over $70 billion, and it was very brief, right? Like I was saying for Shiba, I'm going to say the same thing for Pepe. I think Pepe is going to be the biggest per market cap, or if not one of the biggest, right? But this time around, and you guys that have been in the channel, you guys have heard me say this plenty of times, I think there's going to be a lot of competition for these meme coins when the smoke clears, when we're in the top of the altcoin season, right? You go back 2021, yeah, there was a few meme coins around, but there really was only 2 major meme coins, which was Shiba and Doge, right? Those were the ones that took 90% of meme coin market cap. Now, you're going to be splitting it up between at least 10 high-end meme coins, right? It's not going to be 2, it's going to be 10. With that being said, I think that that's going to restrict the meme coins from getting to those 50, 70, $100 billion market caps. You know, so to answer your question, do I think that it can get up to that, that price point that you were asking, Carlos? It could, because I would never say no. Was it Carlos that asked me? I'm sorry, Demon. Sorry about that, Demon. Do I think it can get to that price point? It could, because I'll never say no. But at the same time, realistically, I don't think it's going to happen, bro. I think that it could. It's going to do really well. I think it's going to do really well. But I don't think it's going to get up to that $70 billion market cap. Hopefully I'm wrong, right? Hopefully I'm wrong. You're holding on to $1 trillion right now, $1 trillion Pepe, and you can freaking, you can come back to the channel and be like, bro, I just bought a Lambo, bro. Look at Ricky over here saying Doge. My boy Ricky, he's been around. He's been around the block. Demon mentioned that they haven't listed on Base and Robinhood for Pepe. That is true. That is true. So it definitely has more room to grow as far as more exposure for sure. Hold on, we got a big announcement, guys. Big announcement. Old is saying, everyone wish Gina happy birthday. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Gina. Gina is officially 21 So now she can finally have a beer with all of us. Cheers to Gina. She is one of our mods on the Discord. Thank you so much, Gina, for everything that you do. It's not my... Wait, hold on. It's not my brother day, Old. It's not her birthday. You guys had me singing happy birthday. Great. Good job, Old. False alarm, guys. False alarm. She's still only 20. She didn't turn 21 yet. All right, Old. Now I'm about to start fact checking you before we even start saying anything on the live. I'm just messing with you, bro. You did. You pranked us. Yo, prankster. Well, with that being said, guys. With that being said, remember, we have a couple things that we need to look forward to, right? Obviously, the end of this year is going to be great. And I'm going to keep screaming it to the hills. So keep your head up, right? We're going to be fine. We're going to see days. We're not going to rally every single day. We're going to see days where, like today, we're going to kind of go sideways. Maybe a little bit of retracement here and there. But as long as we're holding some of these solid levels, we're going to be perfectly fine. Like I keep telling you guys, this 200-day moving average on the daily is a must. We have to break above this. We need to break above it hopefully soon and find that support, right? And then eventually what we need to see is this bull flag play out, which I think it's going to. Hopefully we see all this coming soon in the next few months. And we're just setting ourselves up for a big run for the whole market. So, but with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys for coming tonight. I really do. I thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys slap that like. If you are new here, make sure you guys think about hitting that subscribe button. We are live here pretty much every single day. Members, Gina, I know you were calling me out. We still do have a members only stream that I do owe you guys for this week. I'm sorry. To explain, I am in the process of buying a house. So on the weekends, I have been so freaking busy looking at properties and just going through all that stuff. So I promise we will have a members only stream this week. So if you guys see that we're doing a members only stream during the weekday on our normal streams, don't be mad at me. Gina made me do a members only stream during the weekday. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much. Have a great, safe night tonight, and I will see each and every one of you guys tomorrow. All right, guys? Thank you.